CM Punk has revealed something quite interesting when it comes to him and Triple H because their relationship has been absolutely rocky over the years. Now, right now, they're on good terms, although some think that it's just a ticking time bomb before they explode. There's been some very interesting revelations over the last several days as WWE speeds up towards SummerSlam. We recently had the WWE Unreal docu-series, and a recent interview with CM Punk has all circled the wagon and really gave us a full picture into the relationship between CM Punk and Triple H. Because as CM Punk and as Triple H talked about in the WWE Unreal series, their relationship literally flipped and almost flipped overnight. Punk, as he put it, said that for years and years, he was just a member of the roster with Triple H, and they were just talent. Then it was a situation where, at the time, there was a lot of hazing in WWE, and as he put it, the veterans almost looked down upon the younger generation. And I think that's just something that really is a trend that has happened over the decades. The older guys, the veteran guys, think that their way is the better way, while they fail to realize that the business is continuing to evolve. You can keep certain things that worked 10, 20, 15 years ago, but you also have to incorporate the new generation. And a huge part of the turning point with their relationship for Punk in the WWE Unreal series was the fact that he looked at it and it went from, hey, Triple H is just talent, to all of a sudden Triple H is office, right? He turned on the boys. He's not a member of the boys no more, and the relationship shifts, right? Because you always take care of the boys or the girls and not the office first. Triple H, on the other hand, talked about how he felt that he went from being one of the boys to the office, and since he was in talent relations, ultimately taking over as head of talent relations, he was a guy that was a buffer. He was a buffer between the talent and the office, and he was trying to help the talent understand what the office wanted and trying to help the office understand what the boys wanted, right? So that was a shift, and Punk admitted, hey, I did not want to hear what Triple H had to say. You can't go from being one of the boys to my boss. That's not going to work. I'm not going to listen to you. Then what we really get into, and which is really the main focus of today's video, which is CM Punk did an interview with Sports Bible. And he was talking about an incident after his WWE return, which really tested the waters of the relationship between CM Punk and Triple H. He recalled, I was running around with a piece of paper in my hand that I had whatever I was supposed to say. I kept looking at it. Triple H gets up, comes up to me and goes, "What are you doing, man? You're freaking everybody out." Punk recalled he grabbed the piece of paper, meaning Triple H, crumpled it up, threw it away. "You're CM Punk," Triple H said. "Just go out there and talk to the people." Now, Punk noted that this was exactly what he needed to hear from Triple H in that moment, as the game signed off by telling him to go be himself, and that's why WWE brought him back. Okay. So, once again, as we've learned through interviews, as we've learned through WWE Unreal, Punk actually recently revealed this. Triple H talked about this in the Unreal series. Even though Punk left WWE in 2014, he took his vault. He went home after the Royal Rumble to heal up. WWE ultimately fired him on his wedding day. There was actually a lot of talks between Punk and WWE. It was not what we all thought, which was just dead silence before what, 2019-ish, 2018-ish, where WWE Backstage premiered on FS1. It was not that. Instead, they had multiple talks over the years. WWE reached out to him reached out to WWE. Hey, can we work together on something? And Triple H brought up a very good point in this WWE Unreal series, which was every time that he would talk to Punk over the years, he realized, oh, Punk had not changed. Punk was the same guy that we butted head with before. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. So we put our pins down, as The Rock once said, and we wait for another time. Punk has talked about how he had an infamous meeting with Vince McMahon and Triple H in Atlantic City. He was calling an MMA show out there, and Vince kept butt dialing him, and they would get on the phone, and then, WWE and Punk would go back and forth, and finally Vince just called him and goes, "Hey, screw this in-between stuff. Screw this. Let's do this on the phone thing. Let's get into a room. Let's hash this out. Let's get going." And so they did, and they had this meeting. And they made a verbal agreement. CM Punk, after years upon years, is going to finally return to WWE. And then Vince ghosted him. I think I talked about it here on the channel. If not, I talked about it on Ringside Intel. Regardless, that's what happened with Punk. It was like, oh, okay, this did not work. And now we're back. So the point of Punk talking about the incident, I don't even want to call it an incident, but the moment with Triple H, it was such a groundbreaking moment. It was such a huge moment for Punk and Triple H, because even though they had talked, around Thanksgiving, I think it was, or going into Thanksgiving, him and Punk were talking and they were getting along and they hashed things out and they explained, hey, this is what I think, this is what you think. And they go forward, and then Triple H wants to bring him back. Punk giving them the ability to go out there, because Punk has talked about how, him and Triple H are talking, WWE and his lawyers talking, and they're like, well, if we can't do it at Survivor Series in Chicago, we'll wait till the Royal Rumble. And Punk was adamant. He goes, no, you have to do it in Chicago. And he got to the point where they didn't know if a deal was going to be reached until, after the Royal Rumble or after Survivor Series, to the point where he goes, whatever, let's just do a short-term deal and we'll renegotiate later on. To the point where he drove down to whatever the arena is in Chicago, the United Center, the Rosemont, whatever you want to call it. He did not have a contract. Right? He went to the building and he was not under contract. Now, I can't believe that WWE would allow him to appear on television without a deal, but it was possible. Right? Like, it was possible that we would not get Punk's return on that night. A lot of faith. A lot of credit. A lot of different circumstances that has come between Punk, WWE, Triple H. A lot of different stuff. So, interesting stuff there.